G'day and welcome back for more of my trek across Verdua, or I rather probably should say through the trees of Verdua, as I continue to smash my way across this snowy landscape trying to find a path towards the station 102.87 kilometers away. Unlike last time, I have actually managed to make some forward progress. Because I've got the rover and I didn't have to drive backwards up a hill. I'm hopeful that I can find my way a bit further forward before settling in for a little while and upgrading my production and maybe making the rover a little bit bigger so I can push through these trees a little more easily. Now I'm still getting those same weird effects with the throttle kind of sticking. I'm not sure what causes that, but it is a thing that I'm having to be very careful of. Someone did suggest it might be due to having my wheel power set to maximum, or at least above a certain threshold where it seems to then get itself, whoa, thought I was going to end up in the air there, where there is a certain threshold that seems to get the throttle to be sticky, but I am noticing it a bit. But it's totally worth it to be able to smash through the trees at the pace that I'm managing. Because without that extra power, there's no way I'd be making this sort of progress at this sort of pace. Now, I think I'm probably nearing the limits of the distance that I can travel in this direction. And then I'm going to be setting myself up on a cliffside and trying to figure out a way down. Now, I could build something that flies and get down there the really easy way, but that's less fun. I'm either going to drill my way down so that I can slowly carve a path into the cliffside. I think that's an option, probably not my best one. Or just make something that's got so many wheels that it doesn't really mind going that steep. Ooh, speaking of steep, that was unexpected. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, gyro landed it. Stuck the landing. Oh yeah. I'm so glad I got a gyro on this. One of the things that I would like to do when I upgrade this rover a bit more, which will be soon. Stop trying to go forward. I said backwards. I think part of the sticky wheels might be, or the sensation of it, might be down to some weirdness with how the whole it only acts as a brake when you push backwards instead of now I'm in reverse. And I hope that we get a toggle for that. So that behavior isn't the only option we have, where we can have it so that if you press backwards, your wheels will try and go backwards even if you're going forwards, and then they will continue to go. And we have an independent brake. Because I think there are some situations where this simplified setup is going to be problematic. Plus, it kind of gives me flashbacks to, I'm pretty sure Factorio vehicles control this way. And I have died dozens of times because of thinking I was about to go backwards, but the game's like, no, you're just braking. You're just coming to a stop. So the gyroscope is really good at resisting the turn from these wheels. Can we do it? Get down this? Oh! Sliding for the win! Yeah! Sliding, not rolling. Perfect. Yes. Made it further down than I thought I would. Fully expecting to end up upside down at some point soon. I was going to stop before now, but I'm like, daylight, and I'm still making progress. I'm going to keep going. Oh! That was steep. I didn't see that coming. I really wouldn't see it if I was driving from first person either. Drive. Whoa! Oh! I lost a wheel and a gyroscope. And I suspect the cargo container is none too healthy. It wasn't too bad. Okay, so camping here. Because I'm going to have to rebuild this thing because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to flip this over. It also seems to be continuing to slide down the hill. That is less than optimal. Alright, stopped. Okay. Wheel are you? Almost broken? Yes. Let's fix you up. So we lost... Oh, I lost some batteries too. Okay. What's around here then? We've got some nickel. Got some cobalt. And what does the terrain look like? I've made it a fair way down. One of the points that was raised, and I'm suspicious that this is correct, is that the high speed of the wheels spinning and colliding with the trees might have been contributing to this sort of situation. So designing the rover around the idea of having some sort of bull bar at the front that protects the wheels from hitting the trees might be helpful. No idea if it will be, but it might be helpful. Let's check something first. Oh. Can I not grind it down a tree at all? Thought I could. We should really be able to use grinders on trees. Just as a random aside. Now, to right my wrongba. Counterbalance? Because I don't have hinges or rotors or pistons. So yeah, counterweight might be the way to go. How much iron have I got? All in my suit. Okay. So, let's do it in the cheapest, quickest blocks I can. There you go. Over this way. And then, see if this works as a way to get a counterweight. Putting a nice couple of batteries over here. This is bringing me back, if I can do this. Now, I do know that the character has a quite sizable impact on the center of mass of a grid if it gets into a seat. Especially if said character's inventory is full of heavy things. Oh yeah, that's totally working. Oh yeah. Okay, those batteries are heavy. That's good to know. Because I deliberately put them toward the rear of my rover because I figured they were. But this is like cementing that. Grind these ones off. See if we can get it to tip a bit further. Yes. Taking out a few trees as I go. I might put my parking brake on. Just for when I get the wheels to get contact with the ground. I'm gonna need this tree to go. Which is problematic because it's the only thing stopping me from sliding down the hill. Oh, can I go bigger? No, heavy duty plate. Oops. Trying to grind a projection. Okay, so we can't go bigger, so we'll stick with this size of battery because it just requires iron. Get rid of that. Still need more mass. I'm trying to think what else could be heavy that we have access to. Production blocks, maybe? Something like a smelter on here? Oh yeah, that's heavy. Oh, not heavy enough. Hang on. No! Wait. That just seemed like it reacted to me placing the projection on there, which was strange. Okay, so we gotta keep shifting this center of gravity around until I get this thing to roll over. And it does appear, much like in Space Engineers 2 uses the mass of the entire block even if you don't complete the block. Because these blocks are noticeably heavier than the batteries I was using before, having a much greater impact per block. Let's go up here now. We're sort of on our wheels. It's a process, but it gets there. Gets the work done eventually. If you're careful about how you do these sorts of things, you can write things fairly slowly and gently. Not that we need to be super gentle with the 20 meters per second no damage, but still don't want to be too aggressive. Still don't want to be too aggressive often because then it means you flip over the other way. I'm going to leave it like this for now though, because I need to get those batteries replaced and I need to get that wheel replaced. Assuming I'm going to continue with this current wheel arrangement for the moment, which I'm not sure is the right call, but I think it's probably good enough for the moment. I'd like to get a little bit further down the hill before I give up on it. Ooh, I'm gonna need more iron. Oh no, I had some steel plate on me. Cool. Do I have any steel tubes or motors in my inventory? Steel tubes, motors. Perfect. And some construction components. There we go. We're fully repaired. It's like it never happened. This is a trick I first used in Space Engineers so many years ago now. But it's still effective. It's a little bit cheesy because it does take advantage of the fact that blocks have their full mass even when incomplete. but when I can't build any rotor or piston, I think this or drilling a hole until I'm righted were kind of my only options. I couldn't think of anything else I could have done here. All right, let's get a bit more out into the open and see if we can get some, well, not too bad, to do some building, collecting some more resources, maybe giving this rover a bit of style rather than being built clearly just by the cheapest method I possibly could. No, do not drive off the edge when I am trying to get a view of what the edge looks like to see which way I should go. It's not helpful. Stop accelerating backwards when I'm not holding the key. Crazy rover. It's got a mind of its own. The mind I intend to keep fighting. Okay, let's go. Alright, this is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be iffy. Come on, gyroscope, steer. Gyro steer, gyro steer, gyro steer, gyro steer, gyro steer! In a hole. That boulder is inconvenient. I set myself an arbitrary goal when I started. Oh no, I've made a terrible decision. This is not a place to be. Okay, we're gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and slide down that side. I set myself an arbitrary goal when I started this little journey of getting to within 100 kilometers of my objective. So I'm 500 meters away from that, and that was my hope I could get there before I had to stop. So I think if I'm going to try and achieve that goal, I need to risk sliding down this, which just seems like a terrible idea. I think we're going to have to go down this side. Yep, that's... Hang on, let's look at this with a jetpack just to get a real sense for what I'm dealing with here. Yeah, I'm going to try and go down there. My hope is that I'll be able to mostly slide my way down onto that little ledge there. Oh, that's so bad. That's such a bad idea. Is there any other option? Can I get through between those rocks? No, not with this thing. It's too wide. Can I go around these trees? This rock around that side? Maybe. Is there a better path? I kind of want to get down into that area down there. It's so close, yet so far away. Do any of these... Oh, all of this cliff looks awful. Because there are these bits that sink in, and I could easily get stuck in that hole, or stuck in either of those bits. Okay. Alright, that's not going to be an option. Alright, I've got an idea. Something that should hopefully make it a little easier to survive the descent. Let's get some wheels raised at the front and at the rear, so that if I do get into a bit of a divot, I've still got more grip with some more wheels, but also so that wheels hit the ground first, not rover. Kind of wondering if putting windows at the front here might actually give me... Oh, the cockpit's in the way. Might actually give me a decent attachment point for some wheels. So what we're going to do, I need to get these on the front. Then we'll go window. Then I probably don't need to have the biggest wheels, like as big as the rest of the wheels, I guess. But I think I'll stick to the same size. Yeah, something like that, just so that I've got that little bit of extra, just so I've got something that's more likely to hit the ground first than the front of the edge of the rover. And then for trees, I should be able to maybe wrap around, because most of them are fairly tall. Even these little ones are actually decently tall. I'm thinking a wraparound bull bar that goes from like the corner here up at this height and comes around to the other side should hopefully allow me to have a bull bar that's going to clear the trees too. So the trees get cleared by the bull bar, but are still close enough into those wheels that they don't hit the ground. Yeah, and then we see how this goes. And then it's just launch it, send it, see if I survive it. After all, technically only my character needs to survive, and then I can just start building from scratch. Oh, I need more silicon. I got silicon nearby. Iron, cobalt, silicon. There is some. Sometimes it's really difficult to find my way out of things that I drill. There we go, got a bunch of silicon. So I'll be able to make those windows. I might need to find some more iron again. As well. Suppose I could drill this dirt as I go. So that's all iron. It's not very much though. I see iron on my HUD anywhere? Magnesium, lead, nickel, cobalt? No. Oh, it's nice to have something between my face and the trees, I suppose. That is a bonus of this. Getting some windows at the front. Any more nickel? Of which I have none. Where is that nickel? Oh, I just saw iron before. Where did it go? Iron! Let's grab some of that. Oh, and there's nickel this way too. Okay, for a launching off the side of the cliff maneuver like this, I think I want more damping. And more stiffness. And down we go. What have I got to lose? Only everything I've built so far. This is terrifying. I should not be doing this. This is a mistake. Whoa. Oh. Made it. Okay. Now, this next bit's actually quite tricky. Because... Stop. Pave. Because I have to try and get down through this path. I think that way to go? Ideally, I would love to try and skirt across the edge here and come down so I could go down that way and avoid this little narrow section here. But I'm not sure I can do it. I'm gonna give it a try, I think. Come on, Gyro, help me steer. Yes. Yes. Making it. Oh, yeah. Okay, next cliff bit. Let's move down a bit further. And a little bit further. And over we go. Again. This is a long way down. This is a long way down. This is a long way down. No, 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 no. No. Oh, no. Oh, Gyro, save me. No. And park brake. Aww. I was so close. I only needed to survive that, and I would have had just this one. Oh, okay. 2 more cliffs to go. Ah. How many gyros would it take me to be able to flip this thing? Let's find out. It's very heavy. It's very top heavy right now, too. Okay, with 4 gyros, is that enough for me to feel any sense of control while I'm on here, down here on the ground? Ooh. Yes. Okay. I have an idea. I build some sort of ramp to spin myself onto. Can I spin myself far enough that I flip? Let's have a look. Before I get too far ahead. View where I can see it. Oh no, I moved past it. Okay, so that didn't work. I know I can do the levering over trick, but I'm just trying to see if there are other options available to me. Like that. Using momentum. Oh yeah. Okay, the 4 gyros were enough for whatever this grid weighs, 28 tons. Okay, over another cliff. It actually looks like a cliff because this feels like a rock. Like one of the rocks, the added rocks. Okay, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Oh, oh. Okay, got it. And down the last one. Oh yeah. There it is. 100 kilometers to go. Oh man. I did it. Time to kill some palm trees. Now I wonder if I can follow what looks like a future riverbed. Oh. Oh, it doesn't get any better, does it? It really doesn't get any better. Oh man. I think I need to go up. Look at this hole here. I'd go down and then how would I get back out? I'm gonna have to go up this side. I'm gonna have to build ramps or something. Going down was the easy bit. Seems like as good a spot as any to set up camp and try and make this rover into something a bit more interesting. Now let's have a look at the smelter and see the sorts of things that it can make. So we've got access to turbine blades, gold thread, lead bar. So I should probably, and metal grids, so I should probably go get some cobalt. I've got nickel. I should get some lead. I've got a little bit of gold. I don't think I've got any use for magnesium powder yet. I don't see any random spawns or anything around here. I'm not sure that they actually happen around here. I think I have to get much, much closer to places like Vallis Reach for that stuff to show up. It's possible that if I get really stuck, I'm going to have to look at things like sending a rocket to space and going to space to get some chromium and then coming back. We'll see if that becomes necessary. I kind of like this sort of shape for the front of the rover. I don't like the wheels being mounted on the windows. I kind of hate that. But I kind of like the shape. So let's have a look at what I could do to make this work a bit more interestingly. And maybe we'll do some wheel redesigns and make this thing a bit bigger and give it a bit of style. So I might go bigger wheels. So it seems like those front-mounted wheels made a big difference. Yeah, I think we go those. That's my front kind of end. And with that, then we go find you. Yeah. I think that'll work. Now I need to fill in this space a little bit. So I'm actually going to do the slope on the inside first. So that when I'm looking at this window from the inside, it doesn't look weird. I'll continue that back a little bit. And for the outside, might go to square it up. Maybe not. I'm trying to avoid using too many of the detailing blocks because I know I will be lost in them forever if I end up having to weld them up. So, if I can get away without using too many, that would be better. Alright, let's have a look at how wheels are going to work, because I want to go up to the next size. So at the moment, I'm using the 2.5s, and I'm tempted to go up to using 5. Which is a dramatic jump. Maybe too dramatic? That is pretty enormous. I thought there was something between 2.5 and 5. I don't know what that would be, because 3.5 is a weird measurement, 3 is too close to 2.5, and 4 is probably too close to 5? But maybe it isn't. But yeah, oh man. Do I go that big? Okay, that's much bigger than I was thinking, but I think it's the right size for the front, for the glass that I've laid out. I do wonder if going this big is going to be a downside in the long run, but I think it's kind of necessary. I gotta fit a refinery next. Is it a refinery next? What is next? Probably want to make a gear forge at some point so that I can get some better stuff. So the refinery needs heavy duty plate, compressor, motherboard, chemical synthesizer. No, the next is the assembler. So yeah, I've got to fit this on my rover. Which is, let's be real, very big compared to my current rover. So yeah, we need to go bigger. We're going bigger. Now that I've placed that, I'm a little bit not sure what to do about getting the wheels on further back. Because I don't have any pistons or any of those actuating blocks, like any mechanical blocks at all, which I really think needs to change. You need to be able to get mechanical blocks early. It shouldn't be gated behind something quite late. That's beside the point. Maybe that's just because I like using them. I'm going to have to figure out a way to tilt this so that I can get those wheels on before then tilting it the other way to do the other side. I suppose I could drive up a ramp. I could make a bit of a ramp and build it. Yeah, actually, that'd be pretty easy. I make a centerline thin ramp that I drive up onto, platform, drive on it, and then I'll have the big wheels floating in air on either side. And then once I'm done, I drive back off and I'll drive onto the big wheels, take off the little ones. Yeah. That should work really quite well. Okay, cool. I have an idea. Let's go big blocks. Sure we're aligning to gravity. 4 blocks should be wide enough. I wonder if I can get up 3. I'll try and get up 3 wide, because I'm worried if I go 4, I'm not going to be able to place the big wheels at all. This ramp's a bit funny because last time I needed to replace a wheel on my rover, and I did so by drilling a hole underneath the rover instead of driving the rover up onto a ramp. And I think the reason a ramp didn't cross my mind is because of the blueprint building. I'm so used to blueprints from space engineers being something that is non-corporeal, and so to place something down as a blueprint, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. And to place a blueprint into the ground is also something I've just got to get over from space engineers now that we've got this new way of building in Space Engineers 2. So I'm probably going to make some odd decisions with things like this. Let's see if we fit. Just because of those old habits. Now, are you going to go up this ramp? Yes. Straighten it up. Nope, 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 nope. We're coming off one side. Let's try that again. I think this is just barely wide enough. Which is kind of ideal if I can get up there. It's not ideal if I fall off and break things. But it looks good. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's perfection. Look at that. Nice. All right, now I can lay out this wheel setup and know that I can actually just drive off onto them. Those wheels are going to get in the way of some placement. I wonder if I can prop this up onto this platform without, so that I can replace those, so that I can remove those wheels, because they are going to get in the way of building. Let's try a little stalk and a landing gear. Or one of these mag plates. That's going to let me lock to the platform and remove all the wheels. And if it does, then what I should probably also do is set myself up with a wind turbine, get some power while I'm here, put some more lights around so that I can see while I'm building at night, because it is getting dark, so it is perfect time for big building projects like this. And my batteries are, I don't think, looking so great. 292 kilowatt hours. Yeah, they could be doing better. I wonder. So let's go wheels. Drop the stiffness down till we're resting on that block, and then, is it locked? I don't know. I can't tell. Auto lock on. Wait, it's not upside down, is it? Somehow? Lock is working, unlocked, auto lock enabled. Did I somehow place that upside down? That's possible. Does look like it. Right, let's try that again. We'll flip it this time. Wheels back up. Okay. Now that I know it goes this way round, let's place that on there. Weld it up. And then we'll see if we can get that to lock. Okay, wheels. Soften you up. Ah, it's looking like it's ready to lock. Let's get that mag plate. And lock. We're now locked down to the platform, which means I can take these wheels off. I'll tap its die hard, keep going to the actual wheel block to grind it off. That's going to give me a lot more room to move. I actually kind of like that I was forced to make a ramp here. It's silly, but it's a little bit of infrastructure at least that I had to build. I'm not sure I like why, I just like that I did.
Inventory full.
Oh no. Inventory full. By the saddest of suit ladies. She sounds so unhappy to be here. Now what I'm going to do is grab... Yeah, what the heck. This is going to be temporary, so I'm just going to build a few of these and then slap this on top. Pair of those on top, and that'll get us some power coming in. I'll have a look at how much it gives us in a second. There we go. Decently high up. This high up does matter. I need iron, nickel, and silicon. There you go, one turbine up. Oh. Oh. I don't think I'm a static grid. I thought I would have been with the landing gear, but I don't think I am. I wonder if I can change that somehow. Let's see what it says in the wind turbine. Block is working. Max output 400 kilowatts. Current output 0. Clearance 100%. Ground height 100%. Air density 0%? What? Ah. That means I can't use wind turbines. That's gonna create some problems. Well, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see if that was an issue with that, or if it was just an issue with my grid. Get a medium battery. That on top, and then weld this up. Hey, this one's spinning. Nice. I have no idea why that one doesn't detect an atmosphere, but it doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to charge up the power cell in this. And then I'll exchange that power cell, or multiple power cells, with the ones on my rover so that I get more power. At least we have a workaround. So how long are you going to take to charge? Battery fully charged in 5 hours is terrible. Wind turbine, how much are you outputting? 136 kilowatts. Let's make some more of you so that I do get these batteries, because I think I'm going to be here building for a while, so I should probably try and get as much of this done as I can. There we go, number 2 built. Let's get a third one. Nope, need more nickel. Now the taller ones should produce more power than the lower down ones. We've got output 320, 320, 136, and 250. So the bottom two are the terrible ones. So it might be worth me shifting them up, but the battery is going to now be charged in just 39 minutes, which is great. So I'll need to make sure I remember to change those cells over. I wonder if there's something I can do with an event controller to see when that needs to happen. I can use an event controller or maybe a light to say, here we go, charged. And we'll put a little light down. Okay, event controller. Parameter. Block battery tank storage. That's what I want. And this battery. Then, greater than... let's say greater than 99%. When true, I want you to set the light color to green. Save. And when false, I want you to set the light color. I love that I can drag this onto here. That's really good. Set the light color to red. Yeah. So battery, 1.5 meters. Compressor mode, greater than 99. Enter. There we go. It's red. And when it's fully charged, it'll go green. And I've just got to keep an eye on that. And anytime that turns green, I've got a fully charged battery. Not a bad use for an event controller there, I think. Because I know I will miss it. And I know it will annoy me that I have these other power cells that I could have had charged, but didn't. Okay, back to the building. Some of these extra supports and things. And this light bar is going to have to go. I might... Oh, apparently that wasn't stuck on the other end. I might need to build some lights off here now that I'm getting rid of those. Because this is all just going to get really dark and really unpleasant. Stick one down, and then we'll stick a nice long line of them here. And I'll put lights on there. And that should do fairly well. I just have even just 3 lights on here. At least from this side, the rover will be fairly well illuminated. Which I think could make a world of difference to how comfortable it is to work here. Does mean that the red light of the charger is going to be a little less obvious, but it's a cost I think I've got to pay. Okay, if I turn my suit light off. Yeah. I can mostly work around here, even without my suit lights. Not bad. Not bad. Clean up my mess, and then we can start designing where these wheels are going to go. So what window options we got? We got window flat, window slope long, and window triangle slanted large. Okay. I was hopeful that we had a 1x2 slope for this size of window, but I think what we're going to have to do is find the square one. I think I'll go this window there, and then a square one just underneath it. That's going to be my cockpit glass. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. This cockpit's probably not going to sit down here. I'm probably going to raise it a little bit, but from first person, that gives us a fairly decent overview of what's in front of us. I think it's cool. Good enough. I think if I begin by laying down some lines of armor blocks. Why won't you place there, armor? Seriously? What if I rotate? I don't understand. Alright, so I'm going to bring this armor forward a little bit. Tempted to bring it down even further than this. And I'll reshape it a bit once I place the wheel on here. Because I'm thinking wheel, something like this. So that puts me on a fairly high center of gravity. But I was thinking of trying to move cargo in under the floor here. So I can build a little bit of a living space and have a few bits and pieces like that in there. And mainly try and put my production stuff down at wheel height. But I'd like to give myself some ground clearance that's more than just this level across there. Because if I have that, I'm really quite close to the ground. So now that we have the height of the wheels, let's bring this all the way back and decide the total size of this upgrade. All right, so let's have a look at where this next wheel... Do I want to go an 8-wheel design this time? I'm still thinking the raised front wheels are going to be a thing, but I may do them in a smaller wheel size. Because trying to raise these big ones up the front was just... Every time I thought about it, I'm like, the scale of this rover is getting so big. Hopefully the fact that these wheels are right at the front will be okay. And I won't clang out too hard on too many trees. Because I know I said I was going to build a bumper, but I'm not sure that's going to work. I can still try, I guess. I think we go 8 by 8. So we'll go 4 front and 4 rear. I have no idea on the spacing I've actually done here. But it seems like the game actually does care about your spacing for determining which wheels are going to steer. So that would be 8 by 8. Yeah. I think that should work alright. Let's cut down this tree. It's in my way. She's chunky. She's real chunky compared to my previous design, but I think it's kind of what I gotta do. This is my base, and it's gotta be mobile. There's a part of me that wants to do something a bit silly. And once this is dismounted, put some small wheels in the middle. Like mount them facing inwards at about the right height, so that they can provide propulsion too. But then I'm worried that the automated wheel setup system, like steering, is going to get very confused if I do this. But it would give me a lot of propulsion, and would give me a lot of, like, that scooped out bit in the center to be able to place stuff without having to place giant wheels in the middle. We'll leave that as an option for the future rather than something I'm going to do right now. I reckon this rover will be big enough that I can fit some sort of mining ship on it too. So I can stop hand mining and start mining by a ship. I think I'm okay with mining by ship just because I don't know what I need to do in order to get to pistons. It feels like it's so far away that I reckon I'm going to need to have the resources from something that can fly. Significant. Although, I can scrape the dirt for iron, so maybe I could do that reasonably efficiently with a rover? Maybe that's the first thing I should try. Just like literally dragging a drill across the ground. Adjusting the suspension strength to allow me to get to skim dirt rather than silicon. So I think that's going to be one of the big troubles with it, is that I don't know if I'm... Oh, actually, let's check when I reach the surface. I think there could be some dirt around here that's on the surface that has iron. Because obviously this stuff on the surface is silicon. This stuff is ice. Is there any dirt? Maybe that's dirt? I think it's still sand. Okay. Here's a lesson for those of you who don't like doing this, or who might want to make this look interesting. There is an orientation. And I didn't think about this initially. There is an orientation to these wind turbines. And I placed the top two differently. So, I think if I was going to build this stack, I'd have them all spinning the other opposite direction to each other. So one, then alternate, then one, then alternate, and doing it that way. Now let's check if this is silicon or if this is iron. Silicon. Yeah, I think that's going to be the trouble. Trying to get iron from the ground is going to be tricky. Oh, we'll see. I'll try and do some drills on the rover at some point soon. I gotta get the thing actually functional first. With the wheels placed and those armor bits placed, I could just weld this as is, and this should be able to drive. Which is what I might do. Just to make sure that I can move on if I realize that I need something that I can't get here.
No suit energy.
Ouch. Oh.
Oops.
Ow. Ouch.
Yeah, that happened. I'm in a mining hole, and I ran out of power. And I have no means to get out of my pitch black doom hole. Oh dear.
Low health.
Yeah, I know my health is low. It's about to be lower.
Ouch.
Whoops. And there goes my first death. Back into my mining hole. Oh dear. Space Engineers 2, you are very confused right now. You said 100% before. Now you're saying 99%, 91%. But also, why is my event controller showing greater than 0? What? 99. Nope, now you're saying 0 again. Oh boy. Nope, still goes green. Why? Why have you reset? Oh, it's not keeping my settings. I thought I was being so good. I need this setting to persist, but the compared value doesn't seem to want to. Because every time I move away from it and come back, this resets to 0. So if that's 0, and I can't change that because it seems like it's busted, what can I do to make this work? I can't think of a way to apply logic such that having a value of 0 would allow me to tell whether this is full. So I can't think of a way to make that work. It'll tell me when it's not quite full. It'll tell me when it's empty or not. So I'm going to grab this out. And I'm going to check my inventory and see if that still says 100%. Yeah, it does this time.
No suit energy.
Oh. Ouch.
Uh-oh.
Ow. Ouch. Oh. Ouch.
There we go. Made it up here. I was really worried I was going to die again then. Yeah, before I started dying, what I was going to say is, if you guys can think of a way to make an event controller work with this compared value not actually sticking, like, I set it, I move to another thing, it goes back to 0. If you can think of a way to where it's set at 0, or a way I can do what I'm trying to do with the light here, I'd love to know, within the limits of a system that's clearly got some significant bugs. Yeah, I'd really like to know that, because it would be nice to be able to set up some of these automation systems, but right now that doesn't seem feasible. So what I'm going to do is just, at least for now, get rid of that power module. Pop this one in here. And we'll keep trying to charge up as many as I can, with me hopefully remembering to check. Which might or might not be something I do better or worse than what I did with keeping an eye on my suit power.
Suit energy low.
Okay, this time I'm listening to the suit lady and I'm actually going to charge up when she says it's low. Because that near death and actual death, this is not a great look to keep ignoring her. Yeah, with that much welded, I can kind of sort of get an idea of where this rover's heading and the shape that I'm going to go with for it. So I'm thinking somewhere along the side here between these two wheels is where I'm going to put an entryway. And I want to put it relatively close to the ground. If I can eventually get some hinges or rotors later, I'd like to be able to make a set of stairs that pop out from it. So what I was thinking of doing was maybe putting a door possibly even lower than this row, but maybe on top of this, maybe sitting on top of there. That's not too much lower than the main deck, so yeah, I think that'll work. Let's grab a door. Which door shall I use? I've got a couple of modded doors, and we got the vanilla door. I think for this, I will stick with the vanilla door. Now, that's not directly between the wheels, so I probably want to go further off from center. I could make it perfectly between by doing that. But I'm hesitant to go off grid for the... I'm hesitant to do that because it's going to force me to use certain blocks. Let's have a look where this ends up. Oh wait, no, I'm not placing the door on there. That's not what I want to do. Forgot what I was doing. Forgot already. I was going to make some little stairs. I wanted to make the door in here somewhere. Yeah, I was thinking something like this for where the door would go. Put a door there. Then we go... flat block in front. We use slopes because I don't really want to put manual stairs in. Because it's kind of nicer to walk on regular slopes. So to make the drill, I'm going to need a compressor, which means I need to build this assembler. And just thinking about where that's best to be placed. If I place that against the wheel there, how much space do I... Oh, actually. Did I leave enough room for even to do this? Oh, yay! I did space it correctly. Yes! So I can fit the assembler and the smelter in between the 50 centimeter armor blocks here, placed on either side between the wheels. That's going to give me, I think, a fairly nice space to work around to fit everything in. With the sun coming up, I need to probably focus next on getting that assembler done so I can see if I can manage to put some sort of drill on some sort of vehicle, probably this thing, and dig into the ground. that's going to have to be for next time, and there will be more of this very soon, and I will see you then.